I will show you how to solve this hard Sudoku from my latest puzzle pack. Reveal to you why the colored cell is the most important one in this whole Sudoku. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go, and with that, it's solving time. All right, look at the twos. You have this two right here, and this two right here. Only two possibilities for a two in block 8. This is called Snyder notation. Anytime in a 3 by 3 block, two possibilities for a candidate, you mark it. In case we solve one, we can solve the other right away. We're going to need Snyder notation to get ourselves to the advanced strategy in this puzzle and solve this purple cell. But since these twos are in row 8 and they are in block 8, they're a pointing pair, which means you can't put a 2 here because you put a 2 here, no place to put a 2 in block 8. So now you limit 2s to these two spots in block 7. And greetings, friend. Welcome to Smart Hobbies. I'm revealing to you a puzzle from my exclusive puzzle pack. This is called Delta from my pack called Let's Go Fly a Kite. All right, look at the threes. Where can a 3 go in block 5? You got these two threes here and this 3. Put a 3 right there. And with these two threes and this 3, Snyder 3s right here. And then in block 1 with these two threes, Snyder 3s in block 1. Go to the 5s. We can actually do some solving with the 5s because you have these two 5s and this 5. We can solve for 5 in block 8. These two 5s we can do Snyder 5s in block 2. And then with this two 5s, that 5, we can do a 5 right there. Snyder 5s in block 1. And then with these two 5s, Snyder 5s in block 3. You notice there's the 3 different patterns here for the 5s. We can't do any further reductions at this time with the 5s. Go to the 6s. Where can a 6 be in block 3? You have these two 6s and this 6. Snyder 6s right there. And then in block 4, with these two 6s and this 6, Snyder 6s here. You'll see we're just building a lot of restrictions right now. This is going to clue us in on how we're going to be able to solve this puzzle. Look at the 7s. We can solve for 7 in block 8 because of these two 7s. And then with this 7, we have Snyder 7s right here in block 2. And then with the 8s, we have this 8 creates a pointing pair of 8s in block 5, right? So now the 8s can't be in these spots and it can't be here. And then with this 8, we can put Snyder 8s in block 2. With block 6, now with this 8 and this 8, we have pointing pair of 8s in block 6. And so with these two 8s, you can put 8s in block 9. And you notice since the 8s are limited to rows 8 and 9 in block 9, and they have to be here in 8 and 9 in block 8, then the 8s have to be up in block 7 in row 7, right? Because an 8's got to be somewhere in row 7. And because you have an 8 right there, you can mark these 8s as a claiming pair. That means that the 8s are somewhere in row 7. They can only be in row 7 in block 7. So an 8 can no longer be in these spots down here because of that. And we can actually do a little bit of solving here. If you look at this cell, what can it be, right? You have a 1, 3, 5, 6, 9 in the column. We need a 2, 4, 7, 8. Well, I have a 2, 4, and a 7 right here. So we can solve this cell for an 8. And then with these two 8s and this 8, we can put Snyder 8s in block 1. And now we're going to move on to the 9s. Look here, this 9 cutting all the way across. Snyder 9s in block 4. And with this 9, 9s are limited to 2 spots in block 7. Let's run through those candidates again. We can actually do a little bit more solving because now you have this one cutting across here. The only place for a 1 in block 9 is right there, and it gives us Snyder 1s right there. This is a good thing. You go through Snyder notation with all the digits, 1 through 9 like I did. Now go back if you made a few solves and see if you can get another easy, because we want to get to the point where we're stuck, basically. And so then you have a 1, 3, 6, 4, 5, 7. This is going to be a 2, 8, 9. It's going to be a naked triple. It's also a locked triple because it's locked in the row and in the block. This can't be a 9. This can't be an 8 because of the pointing pair of 8s. And this can't be a 2. And so I'm going to color this is my lock triple because it acts as a pointing triple as well. And since the 9 has to be one of these spots, this can no longer be a 9. You can put a 9 right here. And then an 8 is one of these cells. It can no longer be an 8. You can put an 8 right there. And then we can do some more solving. 8's got to be, or excuse me, a 9 right here. With these 9s, we can solve for a 9 in block 9. That gives us a 2-4 naked pair right there. It's going to give us a 3-6 naked pair right there. And then what you might notice is you have 3-4-6 in these cells. Well, I have a 3 and a 6 right here. This has got to be your 4, and that's going to be a 3-6. And I'll remove the colors for the lock triple. We got a lot of solving there. That was really nice. And then we could look in block 6 here. Where can the 9s be? Well, because of this 9 and this 9, you have Snyder 9s right there. And so whenever you see this pointing pair of 9s, you can displace that Snyder mark and solve for 9 right here. And that gives us a 4-8 here in row 5. So we know this purple cell could be a 4 or an 8. And I'll give you a bonus tip right here, something you may not see very easily before we get to the advanced strategy. What can this cell be? Well, it can be a 1, but it can't be a 2, 3. It could be a 4, but it can't be a 5, 6, 7, 8, or a 9. So this is a 1 and a 4. If you look right here, what can this cell be? Well, it could be a 1, but it can't be a 2, 3. It could be a 4, but it can't be a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So what you have right here is a 1-4 naked pair. If you find this naked pair, it's going to help out with the solving, because what it does now is it restricts the 1 and 4 of these two cells in column 8. A 1 and 4 can't be anywhere else along the column, which means this can no longer be a 1. We can displace that and solve this for a 1. And then what we have left here is a 3 and a 6. We have a 3 and a 9, and we have a 6 and a 9 right there. I'm going to remove my naked pair colors. And you may be able to solve hard Sudoku like this faster than you think. This puzzle's from my latest reward puzzle pack. It's only available in its entirety to my Smarty Party members. If you join, not only do you get 4 to 6 theme puzzles each month, but I also include a tutorial video link to help you with the featured strategy. Memberships range from $3 a month all the way up to $25 a month. You solve the pack by the 20th of each month, and I'll give you a shout out on a future video. Smarty Party members also get exclusive video content, discounts on my Buy Me a Coffee page to include free, that's right, free access to all my previous puzzle packs from the year. You can do January, February, March puzzle packs right now by just signing up for free. Members have told me my puzzle pack Sudokus are their favorites to solve, and they love to find the featured technique. Click on the pinned comment to join the Smarty Party and start sharpening your mind today, because you want a sharper mind, right? And we're at the point now in every puzzle where you have an advanced strategy required, where the Snyder notation dries up and you need an advanced strategy to continue. And you can either start looking for single candidate strategies, or you can start marking the buy value cells. Let's look at where the 7s can be in this puzzle. So I'm going to mark every place that can be a 7. 7's there for the Snyder. These could be 7s. That could be a 7. And we will mark those in. Okay, you want to notice there's only 2 possibilities for a 7 here in row 1. This is called, when you have 2 possibilities for something, it's called a conjugate pair. What it means is that, either this is a 7, it's not a 7, that has to be a 7. They're dependent on each other for the value. And I'm going to color this one yellow, I'm going to color the other one blue, right? So either that's a 7 or that's a 7. Look down column 2 now. You only have 2 7s that are possible here. And so you have another conjugate pair. One of the digits is inside the block 1, and the other is outside block 1. You notice you have a conjugate pair going horizontal, conjugate pair going vertical. So either this cell is a 7, Anything that sees it can't be a 7. It's not a 7. That cell would have to be a 7. Then this couldn't be a 7, and this cell over here would be a 7. And so either a 7's in this blue cell. If it's not, it has to be in that blue cell. So what we found with these conjugate pairs coming out of the same block 1, one vertical, one horizontal, is a 2-string kite. Okay, the name of my puzzle pack, Go Fly a Kite, the featured strategy is a 2-string kite. And what it means to you is since a blue cell has to contain, one of them has to contain a 7, we can eliminate a 7 from this cell. Before, this cell could be a 4, 7, or an 8. But since we just eliminated 7, this is now a 4, 8 naked pair. And so what does that mean for us? It means that we can do a little bit more solving here, because now these two are the only places for a 7 in block 6. And then this cell can't be a 7 anymore because this is a pointing pair. And so one of those two cells have to be a 7. And then hopefully you see here, because you have a 4, 8 naked pair here in block 6, this cell can no longer contain a 4. We're going to be able to solve that for a 1. And now we're going to be able to move closer, figuring out what this purple cell is. If you want to learn more about 2-string kites, check out this tutorial. I'm going to eliminate all of the colors. And we're going to see, and I call following the Snyder, to see where this takes us. This 1 means this has to be a 4. We can just ambiguate that 4 right there. And then look across row 1. We have a 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. We need a 1, 5, 7, 8. Well, I got a 1, 7, 8 right here. This has to be a 5, which is going to displace our Snyder 5. We can solve this for a 5 and that for a 6. And then this is going to be your 3. That's going to be your 9. We can displace that Snyder 9 right there. Also, with this 5, we can displace Snyder 5, solve this cell for a 5. Okay, we just solved all these. Because of this 3, this has to be a 6 now. And then we have the 3 here and a 6 right here. Let's look up column 3, because we put the 3 here. That can't be a 3 anymore. That's got to be a 3. What we need is a 6 and a 4. Because you got the 6 right there. That's your 4, and that's going to be your 6. Okay, after doing that, we can now look and focus in here. You notice we displaced the Snyder 3, so that's got to be your 3, and that's got to be your 7. And we can look up with, it got this 4, 8 right there. We know this is going to have to be your 7 up here in block 1. Okay, and with this 7, means the 7's got to be in one of these spots. Displace that mark and solve that cell for a 7. And then you'll see right here we need a 1 and a 9. I got my 9 right there, so that's going to be your 1. That's going to be your 9. That's going to be your 1. And with these two 1s, we can now solve this for a 1, displacing that Snyder 8, displacing that Snyder 7. And so we're just going to follow the Snyder marks and remove as many of these marks as we can. Displace that 8, and now we're going to be able to solve all 3 of these, because that's a 2, that's a 9, and that is an 8. And then we can look here, and we need a 4 and a 9. Well, I got my 4 right there. So here's your 9, and here's your 4. And that tells us that this cell is going to be an 8. So what is the significance of the blue cell? I said purple. You could call it, it's really more of an indigo. Could be blue. The significance is you need to input the value of the colored cell from this puzzle into puzzle 5 from this puzzle pack. You do that plus the colored cells from puzzles 2, 3, and 4. You fill out the starting grid of puzzle 5. You solve that and give me the correct solution. You get a shout out in the channel. So if you join the Smarty Party, I'll send you the pack. You're not too late. And you can solve all the other clues, all the other puzzles, need to get that final solution and earn your shout out. Because now with this 8, this has to be a 4. That's got to be an 8. And now we can see what we have left here. We have a full house in column 6. One thing we're missing is a 4. So with these two 4s, that's got to be a 4. That's got to be a 2. That's got to be a 4. That's going to be a 2. Let's finish this out. I don't see a 2 in block 5. So that's got to be your 2. And the last digit is a 1. See if you can spot the 2-string kite in this next video. Thank you so much for watching.